first case is straightforward. Okay, so we're talking about with not kosher food or not kosher pot. Okay, so now second case, I think this case is more like practical. Okay. So case number 2, not barnat, the hetera, right? Meaning it was heter, we had heter, meaning that it was allowed to it was allowed food. When a taste of permitted food is absorbed into the vessel and subsequently infused into another food, the secondary taste is not capable of eventually producing the prohibited entity. So that's very, very important. So let's read one more time and we're going to explain. When the taste of permitted food is absorbed into the vessel, meaning we cooked meat in that part, so the taste of the meat absorbed into the vessel, right? And subsequently infused into another food, and then we cooked our spaghetti in that pot. So the taste of meat infused into spaghetti. The secondary taste, meaning in this spaghetti, not capable of eventually producing prohibited entity. Okay, so so that's a big leniency. So let's see. For example, if potato were cooked in ben yama meat pot, so ben yama we said is that pot that was cooked in the last 24 hours. When potato were cooked in ben yama pot, meat pot, or placed while hot upon clean non-ben yama meat plate, okay, meaning the infusion of the taste, and we said it was hot. So as we said before, that's how this the food is being taste is being transmitted through heat, right? And then mix with daily. Okay, so one more time, the potato cooked in non-ben yama meat pot. Okay, and placed while hot, or placed while hot upon the clean non-ben yama meat plate. Okay, so basically this potato weren't infused with a secondary taste of meat. Okay, that's the situation. And then mix with dairy. So and then I don't know what, maybe with sour cream. I don't know. That's okay. This potato mixed with sour cream with this dairy. The potatoes may be eaten because, as we said, that's a big leniency because this taste was allowed to begin with, and it's secondary infusion. So now it's going to to the tertiary infusion, which did not happen. The meat taste transmitted from the pot to the plate, or the plate to the potatoes is merely secondary taste. It was transmitted from meat to the pot and from the pot to potatoes. Thus, when the potatoes come in contact with the dairy, or even fried in, or mixed with dairy, the meat taste is already negligible and cannot cause prohibition of basar v'chalav. Okay. I see below with regard to initially relying upon this leniency. So as we said, it is leniency. So to begin with, lechatchila, we should not do that. As we said many times, it's proper for a person to have part of pots so you can avoid all of this leniency. But after the fact, and that's a big difference between, we're going to see approaches of Ashkenazi approach and Sephardic approach. So after the fact, so we can rely on this leniency, so because there is no the taste that was infused in these potatoes in our case is so weak, it is nullified, and even if they eat this potato with sour cream, there is no problem. But it must be noted that this refers only to part of food cooked in a meat pot, which at that stage is not yet prohibited. Okay. However, if milk itself is boiled in a meat pot, the milk is immediately become basar v'chalav. Okay. Although the meat taste was transmitted twice, from the meat to pot and then to milk, then when the second infusion is affected, there is a meat taste is infused into the milk, it's immediately become basar v'chalav. We're going to explain. This is considered not barnat de surah, since the second taste, the not barnat, is immediately prohibited. I mean, it's. I think we spoke about this case in a previous chapter, but okay, maybe he just wanted to remind us. Okay, so let's see one more time this example, and we're going to explain, try to explain in simple words. So the last example before that, we said if somebody cooked meat in a pot and then cleaned the pot and cooked potatoes, so since the taste of the meat was allowed, right, and technically, even though this potato absorbed the secondary taste of meat from the pot, you can eat it under certain circumstances. We're going to see, not always, because it's leniency, right? You can eat it with a dairy food. Okay, so technically, in that answer to the first question, right? Like at least partial answer to the first question about this example, when a girl wants to go to the birthday party of her girlfriend, right? So we say what? That technically she can eat, everybody around the table, let's say they're going to eat meatballs with spaghetti, and she can eat meat, and she can say eat spaghetti with cheese. Okay, so it's partial answer, but the second answer is not yet given. Okay, continue. So it must be to know that this refers only to part of food cooked in a meat pot, which at this stage is not prohibited. So nothing in this stage is prohibited. When we cooked our potatoes in the meat pot, nothing is prohibited. There is no problem with potatoes whatsoever. However, if milk itself boiled in a meat pot, so if you have a meat pot and that was used in the last 24 hours, and now you boil milk in that, so right away it's not secondary infusion, it's a direct infusion, milk into meat into this milk, and it's the whole entity becomes forbidden, right? The milk immediately becomes basar v'chalav. So all of the examples that we discussed before, like leniency, nullification, 1 to 6, it was like after, when it was incident, right? But here, that's what they did. There is no incident. It's like that's what they did to begin with. Although the meat taste was transmitted twice from. Somebody have a question?
Yes.
Go ahead.
If everyone at the table is eating meat and the daughters eat dairy,
Yes.
what about the forks, the knives, and the tablecloth?
Okay, okay, it's a very good question. So let's leave it this question for later, because you just touch on a different subject. You're right 100% what you're saying. I want to leave it for later. Okay, I want to stay on that subject, and I'm going to explain because whatever you say, it's very, very important. Exactly. Okay, so let's try to understand. So when somebody boiled milk in a meat pot that was used, this meat pot was used in the last 24 hours, so this milk becomes forbidden to begin with, right? So that's a second case. Just a second. When right, so one more time the whole sentence. Although the meat taste was transmitted twice, from meat to pot and then to milk, right? When the second infusion is affected, there is the meat taste is infused into the milk. It is immediately becomes basar v'chalav, meaning the whole milk is forbidden. This is considered not barnat de isura. So our first case when you already have a forbidden entity. Since the second taste, there is a not barnat, is immediately prohibited. Okay.